I play Copley, who's a former CIA agent who gets involved in the story because he's now setting up some of the gigs that the old guard get up to, ostensibly to do good, to help in the world, and so on. But as you know, his character and this character and several of the other characters, there are ulterior motives at play, and he gets embroiled in the story into these delicate ethical, moral, and complex questions with the slightly more corporate and financial side of the world, and trying to find solutions, or how the old guard can create solutions to some of the problems that he's also faced, and some of the challenges that he's had on a personal level. Copley's, he has. I had a great deal of empathy for the character, and I think that was an important place to start. That you feel that you understand his journey and why he's doing the things that he does, and then I think that there's a very strong and interesting sense of evolution with this character that I also engaged with, and that made it very exciting and an interesting prospect to play that. I think that, I don't know how different anything is to anything in a way. I just think it's a very good version of this kind of storytelling. Really strong characters, really interesting perspectives. I think very kind of rich ideas that are being explored, and I think that is why it's really engaging. And I think that all of the characters in the film have very, very interesting journeys, and they are. And some levels they are full of action, obviously, but in some levels those journeys are psychological and philosophical, and they throw up all of these existential questions, especially around immortality. And I think all of that is really exciting and fun and engaging. I was very excited to work with Gina. I had really loved her film Beyond the Lights before, and I was excited to see her working in this space, in this kind of this bigger film, all of this action, but also these two great female leads, and a story that can be told from that perspective as well. And so I was, that was my real entry point into the film. That's what I was excited to explore, and that was and that was the process. She was a great collaborator. She was very, very easy to speak to, and she kind of wears her heart on her sleeve in the sense that she really feels the emotional journey very strongly. And so it allows you as an actor to kind of have sort of faith in that, to have faith in that way of storytelling, and that nothing had to be presented with with sort of blunt force. Nothing had to land with a dull thud. Everything could be subtle and nuanced and engaging, and all of these relationships do that, and it feels very lived. And that's what I think is exciting about her and the film. There's so much to take from the old guard, and I think it's all of those kind of classic things, that you have a really great time. You've been thoroughly entertained. You've had an enjoyable experience, but it's also made you think a little bit about things that, and for me, it's things that have always been on the periphery that you consider from time to time, but like watching a film that allows you to kind of get under the hood a little bit and really explore ideas like immortality and the nature of what genuinely makes life special, but within the framework of something fun and entertaining and fantastical is great.